right. Now, lads, here we go, guys. All right. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to do this one here, 3x minus 7. 3x minus, I'm going to do question 2, 3x minus 7 over 12. And then underneath there is going to be minus 5x minus 3, all right? And basically, you would have done these at junior cert. You have to make sure that the bottom number is always the same. You have to make sure that the denominator is the same. So what I'm going to do to this 4 is I'm just going to multiply top and bottom by 3. Now, whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top as well. And what we should get here is 3x minus 7 all over 12. Now, it's not a 3. It's a minus 3 because the minus affects the 3. So it's minus 3 by 5. And then minus 3 by 3. Plus 9 all over. No. So let me clear that up with you. When you multiply a number by a fraction, example, 5 multiplied by 2/7, it's only ever, the 5 only multiplies by the top number, not the bottom number. So the answer to that would be 10 over 7. So this is the same thing. The 3 multiplies by the top, yeah. So, yes, in this case, so if I wrote this down, 4 multiplied by 2/5, it's technically 4 over 1. So 4 by 2 is 8, 1 by 5 is 5. So that'd be 8 over 5. Okay, now let's keep going. See those 12s? Both top heavy and mixed fractions are acceptable. Doesn't matter. That's next big thing. When you take two fractions away from each other, lads, when you take away fractions from each other, okay, it's very important that you do not take away the bottoms. It's still over 12. So what's 3x take away 15x? Okay, and what's minus 7 plus 9? 2. Now there's an issue with this, all right? The issue is everything's even, which means I can reduce this down further. So if I take 2 out of the top, actually, I just divide the top by 2 and I divide the bottom by 2. Imagine you had the answer 10 over 6. What I tell you guys to do is divide 10 by 2 and then divide 6 by 2. And what would your answer be? 5 over 3. So I'm telling you to do the same thing here. What's 12x divided by 2? 2 divided by 2. And then finally 12 divided by 2? 6. And that's your answer there. That's it done. You have to leave it like that. There's nothing you can do. What do you mean put a 1? Plus 1. Yeah, plus 1, sorry. It's plus 1. Yes. It is minus 15. Yeah. You lose a marker too. All right, gents. Shh. Okay, guys. Next thing. This one here, guys. All right. Now, the difference with this type of question is I need there to be a common fraction, a common denominator, or otherwise I can't do anything. And the really cheap way of doing these type of questions is like this. Okay? You have your yellow denominator, you have your green denominator. When the yellow one looks across, it sees the green one. Put the green one top and bottom. So just do this. X on top, and just lob another X on the bottom. Everybody see that? The green one sees the yellow one. So what do I lob top and bottom? X plus 5 on the top, and now what you notice about both denominators now? They're exactly the same. Similar with so anytime we add a fraction or take a fraction away, so example, 3/7 take away 1/7. The 7s stay the same. It's still 7 on the bottom. The bottom is unchanged. So the answer of this question will still have an x and an x plus 5 on the bottom. 3 minus 1 would be 2, 2/7. So what we're going to do is we're going to just multiply this out and take them away from each other. So it's going to be 3x Now see that minus, who does it belong to? It belongs to the 1. I'll bring it up here. And then multiply it in. Minus 1x and minus 5. And what's 3x take away 1x? 2x minus. Now, anything that can be cancelled. All right. You can't cancel. The x is being multiplied by the 2, but it's not being multiplied by the 5. Agreed? So that means you can't cancel the x on top. So there's nothing to be cancelled. Yes. So what do I do with the minus 1x plus 5? Okay, I'll do another one very similar. Okay. So I did 2 and 6. All right, I'll do 24 because 24 really ramps it up as well, all right? So 2, 6, and 24. Now, 2, 6, and now I'm on to 24, all right? Now, look at 24. 24 is quite a weird one, all right? Because there's 3 of them, isn't there? All right. Now, the general rule for all these types of questions is make sure they're fully factorized. All right. So always make sure they're fully factorized. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Now, which is the only part that's not fully factorized? Right, bottom right, yeah. Okay. This part here. Okay. Now I'm going to go off and factorize that. So I'm going to change it. So it's x squared minus 1x minus 6. What two numbers multiply to give me minus 6? They multiply to give me minus 6, but add to give me minus 1. What do you reckon? Minus 3 and plus 2. All right. Now, does everyone know how to factorize them? Okay. Now, would anybody like me to put up extra notes on factorizing those onto the Google Classroom as an optional? It's optional rather than compulsory. So it's extra practice. Okay, no bother. All right. So on tonight's video, there'll be an optional video for extra practice on quadratics, but it's not compulsory. Okay. Now, here's the trick. Do they currently all have a common denominator? Do they have a common denominator? A common denominator would be, what I mean by common denominator is 1 over 3 minus 1 over 7 plus 1 over 5. Do the 3 of them have a common denominator? Why not? They're different numbers on the bottom. So I'm currently asking you, are those 3 numbers different from each other? The yellow is different from the blue, and that in turn is different from the green. There is similar parts though, isn't there? Now, is there any way I can make the yellow one look like the green one? What could I do to make the yellow one look like the green one? Not necessarily merge them, but here's the trick. Yeah, perfect. Lads, I'm gonna put an x minus 3 on top, and that means I'm also gonna put an x minus 3 on the bottom. What you notice about it now? Looks like the green one, doesn't it? What thing are you gonna do with the middle part? An x plus 2 on the top, and x plus 2 on the bottom. Now, no matter what the answer is, what's guaranteed to be on the bottom? X plus 2, exactly. That's guaranteed to be on the bottom. Right? What I'm going to multiply this out? 1x and? Now, that minus, who does it belong to? Belongs to the 3. Then multiply it out. Minus 6, yeah. And then over here, 4. We do. Now, there could be a trick at the end, though. What's x take away 3x? What's it? Minus 2x and? Yeah, nothing to be done. There's no trick at the end. And that's your answer. Okay. Real kill. All right. That's 24, all right? Lads, given that I did 24, right? Would you guys quickly try 25? I know it's difficult, but I think you can do it. Well, just put it on the board. Yeah? Yeah. All right, lads, lads, okay, with this question, what, if you listen to my video back, I'd ask you, is every single part of this fully factorized? And which part is not fully factorized? And that's the trick, all right? If you don't catch that early on, you're not getting it out, okay? Now, lads, uh, so what we do with the middle one is we do a plus 1 into a plus 1, a minus 1, okay? Did anybody get that far? All right. Now, your job, shh, lads, your job is to make all the denominators look the same. How'd you go about doing that? Another a plus 1, yeah? And then over here, I think I need an a minus 1. Now, what's going to happen here, lads? What's going to happen here? This is an awkward one, all right? See this minus here? Now, if I was to wrap the two of them in brackets, okay? That minus there is actually a minus 1. That's where that gets nearly half the students doing honors. That minus in the middle. Okay. Now it's just not. So example is if I said minus bracket 5, that'd mean minus 5. But if I put a minus 1 here and multiply it in, it's still minus 5. So that's where it comes from. You don't have to write it. Yeah, lads. 3a plus 3 minus 1a minus 1, and then at the end, what do we get here? Minus 1a. Remember, there's 4 of them, 4 parts to it. Minus 1a, and minus 1 by minus 1, plus 1. Then all on the bottom, lads. Excellent, all right. Now, the fun part, there's only 1a squared, is there? Yeah. And we have a 3a, take away an a is 2a, minus another minus 2a. So all the a's are just gone, aren't they? And then we have a 3 and a 1. 3 plus 1. Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. 3 take away 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3. And this, unfortunately, is my answer. There's not much to do at the end. Good. That's difficult, though. This stuff is difficult. I'm going to take out 2x. And what is left over is x cubed. Because what's 2x multiplied by x cubed? 2x squared. Right? Minus 125. And I'm pretty sure that's a cubed number. I'm pretty sure that's 5 cubed. So it's actually x cubed minus 5 cubed. And there's a formula for that. Use the formula for it. You did it all weekend. So what you're going to do there is you're going to say it's 2x. It's going to be x. I'm only doing the top part, by the way. I haven't even gone near the bottom part yet. Okay. And then you need the difference of 2 cubes formula, which is going to be over this side of the board here. Resume. Now, what we're going to do is the following. We are going to do so we're going to do 2x, and now anywhere I see x, I keep an x, but anywhere I see the y, what do I put? 5. Okay, x squared plus 5x, and 5 squared. 5 squared, anybody? 25, all right? Now, x multiplied by 5 is 5x. Multiplication is commutative. Xy is the same as yx. In the same way, x multiplied by 5 is the same as 5x. And generally speaking, you always put the x last. Okay. Nextly, what number can I take out of two of these? And what's left over? Now, what you know is they have in common top and bottom. X minus 5 cancels x minus 5. Now, see this x here? Does everybody see this x here? It's been multiplied. How do we know it's been multiplied? And there's nothing between it and the bracket. What about the x on the bottom? The 2 down can cancel. They're gone. And what about the 2 on the 4? Into a half. So it's x squared plus 5x plus 25 divided by 2 over, just 2, isn't it? Just 2 on the bottom. My bad. That's your answer. Now, lads, for tonight, because this stuff's quite difficult, I'm going to give you a video that's already done up, so you can. Is that all right with you? All right, I'll send you the video with this type of stuff in it. There'll be a second video with the quadratics that you're struggling with. Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. One thing.